The following program contains adult language, poor taste in jokes, racial slurs, political slurs, slants, and all sorts of things that, if you are sensitive and have a delicate constitution, you should probably go watch Teletubbies. You were warned.
Hey kids, welcome back to Roto Talk.
Kids, happy 4th of July. I don't know about you, but in northern Indiana, it was hot and humid and muggy as shit all day, and raining all day, but just a light drizzle rain, and just so hot and humid. Now it's windy, it dropped 20 degrees, good tornado weather, and it's still raining. So can't do any maidens, can't do anything like that. Last video of this, so the Miss Nightmare. The Phil Thomas Hydro. Last we talked, I guess, we had a bear haul, so I slapped some paint on it and 3D printed my little Freddy guy, right? So put some decals on, looks good. I did bolt the hardware up, just make sure everything's level, square, okay? There's the boot I put on, you just drill a hole, pretty self-explanatory stuff, rudder, all that stuff. I told the guys in my group, because we're always talking about paint, because a lot of people hate painting. I don't really hate painting. I do not have a paint booth. I did paint 2 boats this week, that one and the new drag rigger that I built that's not on the not on the channel. So the guys in the group and I are always talking about paint, so I said, I'm going to do this Thunder in complete rattle can. Now, I meant to video it, because I said I was going to video this, and I didn't. I had technical issues. Okay? This is 100% rattle can paint. So, I don't use Karleson. I only use Rust-Oleum or Duplicolor. Duplicolor you get from the body shop. Or not body shop, but like AutoZone and those types of places. And that's Duplicolor is usually what I use in my gun, in my paint gun. But they make a rattle can version of that paint. It's called Duplicolor. Works awesome. Lots of variety. But anyway, this is literally just good old-fashioned Rust-Oleum, hot red and black. I used Rust-Oleum primer, Rust-Oleum red, Rust-Oleum black. And then I actually know this is not Rust-Oleum black.
Of all the slammocky blackguards.
I ran out. I thought I had a bunch. This is blackboard black Rust-Oleum. The shit that you paint your kid's toy room, you paint it on the wall and they can put chalk on it and erase it, and it's like chalkboard. And then when you put clear coat on it, it shines right up. I wanted to prove a point. Now, it is 2K, 2000, 2-part clear, automotive clear, that I use in everything, my gas boats, everything that I do. So it is cleared with proper clear coat. I do that no matter what. But just proving a point, you can do rattle can and use 2K clear if that's the way you want to go. But anyway, Freddy is removable with Velcro, bristle block tape I use, because this stuff is not going to hold up in a wreck. So this is just for static display. I did that old cracker back in the day called the Thrasher and Slasher, sorry. And it had Jason and Freddy driving it, and I wanted to do a Slasher too. And that's what this originally turned out to be, or was going to be, but it didn't turn out that way because it can only have one driver. And when you're making a sequel, it's got to have both the guys. So I just made this Nightmare on Elm Street boat. Pretty basic stuff. I didn't get real crazy with it. I 3D printed some pipes, some exhausts, whatever else, and then 3D printed him, airbrushed him. Didn't go real crazy on detail or anything like that, and clear coated him as well. So let's pop the top. What we're gonna do, I think we went over most of this stuff. We mounted our motor. I did mount the servo for the steering. I set the steering up so it's centered. So what we're going to do here now, we got our 6S. This is the 6S that I'm going to use, or this style of battery in this particular boat. And we need to set up we got our radio. We need to set up our throttle, our motor, find a home for that. We don't need that. This is gas boat. Okay? So, again, what I like to do, this isn't enough weight to do anything, so I'm not even going to worry about that in the grand scheme of things. And I did this before the video. We're just going to double side tape this in there. Right about there is going to be the perfect CG. A little tail heavy. I'm okay with that. All right, it depends where you grab it. I'm grabbing it right in the center of the turn fin, right there. So anywhere pretty much from here to here is probably going to be okay, and that's where I want it. I got pretty nice long wires on the motor. It should be fine. And then we're just going to stuff this dude right in there, and that'll be it. Should have enough lead. I might have to lengthen these wires. I have another ESC that has longer wires on it, but I'm kind of saving it for that drag rigger over there. And again, I'm not a huge electric guy. There's probably way better people to watch on electric boats than me. But when in Rome, I built every gas boat out there damn near, and I'm just waiting for some stuff to come about that we can do. I wanted to do the maiden on this today, but since the weather's crap and it's super windy and it's a tiny boat, that will not be happening. So we're just going to fit everything together. So first things first, these motors, brushless motors, are 3-phase AC. They just are. They're AC motors. They are not DC. That's why you need these fancy speed controllers, okay? Hang on. Grab some tape here. So, if you're an industrial person like I am, you know that with 3-phase, if you flip any of the phases, it will reverse the motor direction.
I have one question, Dr. Frankenstein.
That's Frankenstein.
And you can also use electrical contactors to do so. So that's the first thing we need to do. I'm going to hook this up, and we're going to... Am I going to use this battery? Let's get rid of this battery. I really don't need a 6S in here for testing. That's a little heavy. Okay. And so the shaft is greased. Everything is ready to go in this cute little horror movie boat. Okay. So we're just going to grab just this old 4S here. I don't even know if there's a charge on it, whatever. So we're going to hook this up any order we want. Okay. Then we're going to hook this into channel 2. Channel 1 is your steering. Channel 2 is always your throttle with a boat. Alright, it's time for some roto twister. Happy 4th of July. Alright, so, where's my remote? On all my gas boats, I use Radio Link. On my electric boats, I use FlySky. Why? No clue. Just to have it. It doesn't matter. Use what you want. I prefer Radio Link over anything. But so we're just going to do that. Transmitter's off. Let's turn it on. Okay, that doesn't sound good. So, to calibrate your ESC, normally, this is a Seeking 180 amp. I will put go to Offshore Electronics, Offshore Electrics, OSE. I will put a link in the description of the video. That's where I get most of my electric stuff there, and zip kits, of course. But my ESC's fly color is the exact same ESC, by the way, as Seeking. Or Seeking. All right. So I'm going to hold my throttle in all the way. And then let it go. So you just calibrated that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to see if this thing is wired right. Okay. Now, 3-phase motor. With boats, you want to be going counterclockwise, whether it's a gasser or an FE or electric. Okay? Fast electric is what FE stands for. So if it's going clockwise, That's a bad day, man. When you hit your trigger, it's going to go underwater. So we're going to... Yep, it's going counterclockwise. I like it. So what I do then... if I can find my marker. I'm going to mark these. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and the unmarked one is the third, just in case I disconnect them. But what I'm going to do, since that's going the right way, we're going to disconnect this battery because we don't need it anymore. Okay. Now, what you can do, what I would do, what I usually do, is I'll take some heat shrink tubing and I will put it around these so they don't get disconnected while we're running. So let me grab some of that. We'll be right back. All right, so all you've got to do, you don't have to do this, by the way, but if I'm using all old crap on this boat just because I have it. I've built a lot of electrics in my time, but I don't have many left because I destroy them because I drive like an idiot. And I'm not a huge electric guy, so I just kind of reuse my parts. All right, but you can see, like, there is a possibility this could touch something and short out. Plus, vibration and shit flying around. So what I'm going to do, this is like really huge heat shrink tubing. Probably could go smaller. Hey, this is more like it. Not sure what I was thinking with that other stuff. Okay, heat shrink tubing's 5 cents a ton. No big deal. Waste a little bit. And this is the crappy kind. This isn't even the good kind. Good kind meaning the waterproof, gluey shit that I always use. Alright, we're just going to slide these up. And this will keep everything nice and tight. Keep everything, it won't disconnect on us. Alright, so there we go. Good enough. That could probably be hit a little bit more. Alright, so that's nice. Nice and tight. Now, if you want to zip strip these, I'm gonna, a little bit, just keep everything under control. Okay. Now, the other thing that I do, I use this crazy clear double-sided tape. If you go in the bottom description of all of my videos, at least most of them, there is an Amazon list that I keep updated, at least I try to, with all the RC crap I get off Amazon, tapes and just the general shit. Go to there if you want to find the stuff that I use. Nothing crazy. Alright, I put that on the bottom, and what we're going to do now, grab some alcohol. Alright, grab a towel. Okay. Been doing a lot of cutting, grinding, whatever. Get that dust off before you go putting this thing down. Alright. Now, I want it to go pretty much right there. Okay. It's going to be tight. That's alright. Now, the other thing we need to do, we need to look at our water. Coming in through my rudder, up through the motor. Yes, it should be down first, then up. It's a long story why. So, the way this is set up, we're going to have to, I'm glad I thought of that before we did this. I'm going to take this tube, this is a return. Okay. Well, I'm going to cool my motor first, then I'm going to go through there. Now, what I could do, this is my output going to here. Alright. However you want to route it. So, we're going to go into the motor, out, then to the ESC, around, back, and then out the door. Right. This is our cap catcher. So we're going to take this off. This tape is phenomenal. It's fucking crazy, man. How far can we get away with here? Okay, now, tape is like glue. Well, it is glue. I might have to make a... Yep. Just fucked that up, didn't I? So the longer you hold down on tape, the better adhesion you're going to get. Alright? So we're going to go crossing. You'll find the right groove. Don't worry. There we go. Okay. Now, the cap stack. You can just stuff it wherever you want. Doesn't matter. We're just going to let it float in there. Now, there's our battery leads. Little shorter than I would like, but they'll work. Battery comes out here. Stick it in there. Now, here is our steering. Route it any way you want. The only wrong way is if it gets wrapped around shit. You don't want any wires getting loose and wrapping around your shaft.
You've got to ask yourself a question. Do I feel lucky?
That's a bad day. You don't want that. Okay. Don't do that zip strip too tight. You don't want to kink your water line. Okay. Then this guy is going to plug into number 1. Negative goes to the right. Alright. That's what we're going to do. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to set our failsafe. We'll be right back. Alright, so hook everything up. Make sure everything works the way you want it to. Make sure your direction's still good. It is. Now, on my ESC, I have reverse enabled. Now, I set my EPA, or my endpoint adjustment, to very, very little on the reverse. Okay, so you go into EPA, that's steering, throttle. Okay. And we're going to set very low. I already calibrated this, right? Okay, right about there is fine. Now, the reason I do that, on my lake, there's weeds sometimes in the beginning of the summer. So, like a real boat, you get weeds on your prop, put it in neutral, then reverse for a little bit, then go forward, it gets the weeds off your prop. I do the same thing with model boats. That's why I have reverse enabled on mine. If you don't have a weedy situation, you don't need reverse. Now, but don't make it so it'll go like frickin' 60 miles an hour backwards. So now what we want to do is we want to start our failsafe. On these particular transmitters, you want failsafe to be 0, okay? On these fly skies. So all you have to do, there's a little buttonhole right there. There's my hot wife. Impeccable timing. So what you want to do is, with your electric, make it neutral. And then with a fly sky, you got this little recessed button here. All you've got to do is put your transmitter where you want it, hold down on that, it'll flash and then stop. That's failsafe set. Radio link is nicer. You set it from the transmitter, you're done. With a gasser, you want everything to go to reverse because that kills the engine. But with electric, you want it to go neutral. So let's test it since we have probably a half dead 4S. So I'm going to give it gas. I need to set the EPA on that too. Okay, I'm going to give it gas and kill the transmitter. Cool. It works. Now, amazing how much air these things put up. Your EPA, endpoint adjustment. If you see your throttle, your steering servo do that. See how it moves? It's like it's way too much. So we're going to change our EPA. All radios have this. Okay. Now, with a electric hydroplane, turning left is useless anyway. So that's about it. See, there it goes again. EPA. Alright, technical difficulties. So, as I was saying, left is left, right is right. Right, we need some sweep, obviously. Let's double check. Okay. Okay. Right. Doesn't seem like a hell of a lot. Let's go back to our EPA. Good enough. That's super extreme, all right? But I like my boats that way. In case I'm coming up on a buoy fast or a jump or something I need to avoid, I want to be able to crank it, maybe even flip it on purpose. I have done that before, okay? I'm just saying, I have done that before, so whatever. So next thing we're going to do is waterproof our receiver, then store our receiver. Everything's working good. Well, sorry, bad grammar. Now, I've always done the exact same thing. I put a cable catch on. So I take some electrical tape. I do this. Pretty easy, okay? Then I take a balloon. Check your balloons every year because they will rot over the winter, especially in a gas boat. Maybe not electric, can't remember. But gas boats, they do. Okay. Oh crap, that one died. Hang on. Take a balloon. Stuff it in there. Good. Then what I do is I wrap it like this. And if you use 2 zip strips, one all the way back, and yes, I have a zip strip tool because they're awesome. And you do another one right in front of it. This thing will be so waterproof it'll last longer than your marriage. I shit you not.
Share that with you, I'll be hanged if I do.
You'll be hanged if you don't.
In the case of my first one, that probably ain't saying a hell of a lot, but that was a long time ago. So, here we go. Good. Now, what you want to do with this, do you want to put, this is a fiberglass hull, so we probably should put an antenna tube up. Alright, when I say up, I mean somewhere. Now, we can put it straight through the cowl, which probably isn't the worst idea. So, but seeing as how we're probably going to stuff it in here, probably right there is the best place for an antenna. Let me grab a tube and a cap. We'll pop one in. Right, so wise men usually will use an antenna mount. I don't think I have any. It's alright. I'm just going to do a little thing like that. And I do have caps that go on the top, but can't find them right now. So this antenna is going to go about yay high. Alright. Now, what you want to do, if you plan on mounting your receiver, take some electrical tape again, because nothing sticks to silicone, and most of these balloons are silicone. Okay, take a little bit of that, and where is our tape? Where's the tape go? There it is. All right. We're just going to take a little bit of this tape. Okay. That tape is going to go on here. And then we're just going to stuff this right there. Now, I will fix that up later. Let's see how good this goes with drinking on the 4th of July. Hey, wow. That's fucking crazy that even happened. Can't thread the needle though. There you go. Alright. And I will peel the tape off and fix that receiver. Now, remember, electric boat, we're going to be having to use tape to put our top down. Don't forget, you don't want to put that antenna tube right there because we need room for tape. Alright, just FYI. So, this boat is officially ready to fly. The weather is not. Now, also, be careful of these sharp edges. Fiberglass will rub on these. I'll probably put a little piece of padding there. That boat is done and ready to rock. So hopefully, this weekend, which is only Thursday, we will have the Miss Nightmare Maiden. Going to be sweet. We're going to maiden her with a 5S. I built this for 6S, so the 5S is going to be pretty conservative, pretty slow. I'll charge them both up. We'll probably do both. And 5S, you say, that seems pretty odd. Well, I had a 6S, brand new, and the one cell went bad, so now it's a 5S. So either way, hopefully tomorrow we will maiden this pig and see how she goes. So until then, keep dry side up, kids. Bye.